Hey guys, so I wanted to jump on here and do a video. I know I said that I spoke to some of you guys and I said I was going to do a team meeting this past Wednesday, so I apologize that I didn't follow up with you guys to let you know that I wouldn't be doing the team meeting. So in lieu of that, I'm doing this video just to kind of catch everyone up on where we're at. And hopefully you guys or I would like for you guys to have an opportunity to see this video at some point today. Sorry. Okay, so let me run through a few things. So you should be getting, a volunteer email from Pastor Corey. So if you're not getting that email, let me know and I'll make sure that you're on that list so that you're receiving that email. So in that email, we talked about we are going to be implementing a new Volunteer Central schedule. So for those of you that are not familiar, Volunteer Central is where we offer you guys like refreshments and snacks and treats. We used to serve a full lunch if you've been here long enough, where we had the 3 services on Sunday, but because we only have 2 services, that's why we've kind of reduced that. So the new times, I guess operating hours is what we're calling it. The new times for Volunteer Central is going to be it's going to be before each service. So Volunteer Central will be open and available for you to come in and get treats and snacks or whatever it is that we're providing from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then again from 10:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. And what we're trying to do is make sure that you are not only being honored and getting, being able to take advantage of what we're providing, because that's why we do it, but also to make sure that you're out of there in time to go serve. So during the service, Volunteer Central will now be closed. So you will not have an opportunity to go into Volunteer Central during the service time. So this is going to be really important for those of you who have not been doing this so far, to get there on time, to get there early, and to make sure if you do want to take advantage of those things, to get there on time, and that way you're back in position on time. Does that make sense? I'm saying, does that make sense? But no one's on here right now. Okay, so that's one. Number 2. Some announcements. As you guys know, we have Viva One Night coming on January 25th, which is next Friday. That is at 7 o'clock, and it will be at the Hollandale campus. It's at all of our campuses. So we will be having our own at Hollandale, and again, that's at 7 o'clock, and childcare will be provided. So please invite your friends, come with them. We're going to have like a really cool night of some different speakers and just an opportunity to learn and grow together and just enjoy that time. And hey, which one of us doesn't need just a night just for ourselves? So make sure you're there and make sure you don't come alone. And then after that, we have on January 31st, which is the following Thursday, we have our team collective. If you've been there before, those are our volunteer trainings. So I really encourage you, if you've never come before or you've only come once or twice, to come because that's where we dig deeper as volunteers and team leaders to really make sure you're getting all the training that you need. So that's on January 31st, and that is at 7 o'clock also. And childcare will be provided. I'll confirm that time. I believe it's at 7 o'clock. But childcare will be provided, and you can come for that so we can hang out with each other. So please attend that. Okay, back to some housekeeping details. So one of the reasons why we're implementing a new Volunteer Central schedule is for safety and security purposes. As you guys know, there's a door on that west side of the building, which is right next to where we hold Volunteer Central, and it's really important that that door stays locked. That is where you'll enter to go to Volunteer Central from now on. So during that time, you will enter through that west door. That's the door that faces the Hollandale Clinic side. So you will enter through that door, you'll do the Volunteer Central. During service time, that door will be locked, as well as the east lobby door. What this is helping us do is to prevent and to like basically make sure that there's no traffic coming in and out of that back end. Because during service, we're all engaged. We're all serving. We're either attending or we're serving. Everyone's got a place to be. And we've just got to make sure that those hallways are not just having random people walking through and in and out. And this helps us so much because safety and security is a huge issue. I think it's really easy as a smaller campus to feel like, oh, we're fine. But as you know, things happen, and we just have to make sure that we're doing our due diligence to do all the things that we can do to keep it safe. In addition to that, most of you know, especially the check-in team, you know that we lock our doors 30 minutes into service. So for the 9:30 service, the check-in door gets locked at 10 o'clock, and for the 11:15 service, the check-in door gets locked at 11:45. This is not to keep people away, but this is to just maintain a level of security in our building. Obviously during our check-in time, that is the only point of entry. So, one of the things that we make sure of pre-service is making sure all of those doors are locked. And then when service is in session, the only door that's opened is that check-in door for check-in time. 30 minutes into service, that check-in door gets locked, and we're just making sure that our building is on lockdown. And that just keeps us all safe, and most importantly, it keeps the kids safe. So that is something that we've already been doing, but part of that is making sure, and this is something that we can all do. I think all of you know each other. We've all kind of seen each other. We know who's on the kids team. The only adults allowed in the classrooms and inside of the hallways are those who are currently serving that day with the PKids ministry. So let me repeat that. They must be serving that day with the PKids ministry. And that is the only reason they should be in that hallway or in those classrooms. So as most of you know, I've put those stanchions there by check-in to keep parents from coming in. That's a safety and security measure that we implemented because we wanted to make sure parents and non-background checked and just random people weren't walking through that hallway. And definitely also to make sure they're not coming into the classrooms, because the security that we're providing is that everyone that is in there is background checked, and if we're allowing parents into those classrooms, that waters down our ability to keep the kids safe. So it's not just about being a volunteer. They must be a PKids volunteer. So what does that mean? And that obviously is with the exception of Pastor Corey and Jamie, because they're our campus pastors. But other than that, the parking team cannot walk through there. If a security person comes in and does need to do a walkthrough, they must be escorted. Someone must be with them. And this is not because people are bad. This is just because we have to do our due diligence as the kids team to keep the kids safe. That is our number one priority. We're not here we're not here to just make things comfortable for everybody. You get what I'm saying? So that is so important. So please make sure only kids volunteers and only those who are serving. And I know some of you don't want to be the bad guy. I know if you're doing check-in or if you're doing dismissal from the elementary door, it feels weird to kind of like confront a parent or confront another volunteer or whomever that, hey, I'm sorry, you cannot come back here because you're not a kids volunteer. But here's what I'm telling you. You are a leader in the kids ministry. That is your job. That is your responsibility. The kids come first. The kids come first. So if you're uncomfortable doing that, let me know so I can make sure that I can help, equip you for that and help build that confidence in you for that, because that has to happen. So there is no, I couldn't, and the priority is that nobody comes into that building, comes into those classrooms, walks down that hallway unless they are currently serving in the PKids ministry on that day, meaning they were scheduled. So let's listen, this is just information right now, so I'm not like saying anything about what we've done in the past. I'm just saying these are the things that we're going to do from now on. Also with safety and security, if we see anything, we have to say something. And what I mean by that is if we get like, and don't feel like, oh, I'm being judgmental, and we talked about this in a recent leadership meeting we had on campus. It's not about like, oh, I'm being judgmental, or oh, I'm overanalyzing that person or whatever. If someone makes you uncomfortable, whether they're serving on a ministry team or whatever, if in engaging or interacting with children, like students included, the youth included, kids, and it makes you uncomfortable, or it makes them uncomfortable, and they come and tell you, it is your job to make sure that information gets to Pastor Corey. Now, if you're afraid to say something to Pastor Corey, or you're not sure, or you're like, well, I didn't have all the information, or I didn't see anything, then you come to me, and then the two of us will go and talk to Pastor Corey. And the reason I say this is because we've just got to be, it goes back to the fact that we're a small church, we're a small campus. It's really easy to feel like, okay, it'll be fine. Oh, it's no big deal, or I don't want to stir anything, or whatever it is. So if you see something, say something. Kids volunteers only in our areas that are currently serving on that day. And then also, some of you have reached out to already. We're updating and making sure that everyone's up to date with their background checks. Most of you served in kids camp last year, so you guys were background checked for kids camp, which means you're up to date. Those get renewed every year. So if it's been over a year, like I said, I probably already reached out to you, but if you know if it's been over a year, if you're not sure, reach out to me and we'll make sure you're updated. But for sure, I've already reached out to you if you needed to be updated. So that's background checks. So that's really just a few of the quick things that I wanted to go over with you guys. If you guys have any questions, or if you guys have anything you are curious about or want to know more about, or if there's any announcements that you're unsure of, just let me know. And I'm going to be using this group for information a lot more, just because I think it's the easiest way to get information to the most amount of people quickly and efficiently, and that's our goal. Like, I don't want to bog you guys down with text messages and emails and Voxers. I know Voxer is an app and it takes space on your phone, so I want to make this easy for everyone, but I want us all to grow. So my heart in this season and in these, what I'm running after right now is just to make sure that we're all growing individually, growing as a team, and then that we're helping helping our kids and their families to grow as well. So I'll be talking more about that in the days to come. Oh, the other thing that I'm going to be implementing, we're going to be doing a team call once a month, and this is going to happen the last Wednesday, or the Wednesday before the last weekend of the month. Does that make sense? So I'll be letting you guys know when that is. So essentially right now, that's going to be next Wednesday. It's going to be team call. It's going to be virtual. We're not meeting. We'll be on a Zoom call. And if you're not able to hop on, then I'll record it and send you, and put the link on the group page. But that team call is going to help us to prepare for the following month. That includes curriculum, that includes any announcements coming up, that includes any events that we have coming up. That's just a really quick way for all of us to hop on with each other. And the reason I'm making it a call and not a live video is so that if you have any questions, you have an opportunity to ask them. So if you have any questions or if you have anything, let me know. Otherwise, I love you guys, and I will talk to you later.